So good morning, everybody. We do have a quorum. I haven't heard from Barb or Alan Gregory. I texted Alan Gregory. Barb is usually just a few minutes late. So I think since we have a quorum, we could go ahead and call the meeting to order. Are you ready, Electra? All right, very good. Call it at 9:32 a.m. And let's see. We did want to add a few items of discussion to the agenda, if that's all right. Um, a little more in-depth discussion of liaison position to this board and also the DCI renewal. If that's all right, we'll just put it in other business, I guess. New business, new business. Thank you. Is that acceptable? Since we don't have an approval of agenda. Thank you. All right, very good then. We'll move on to public comment. Oh, and we have Carol on the Zoom. I just noticed that. So she is present and no audience. So I will close public. Oh, yes. Mm-mm. She's a contractor with the board. So yeah, she should be allowed to talk. Yeah, allowed to talk. Thank you. Thanks so much. All right, very good. Let's see. So closing public comment and we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. We need an approval of November and December minutes. Is there a motion? Certainly.
Nancy had a couple of corrections. So you know,
Okay.
and the
So let's
corrections
get the
were
motion.
date.
Get-
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry, get the
Yeah.
motion on the table and then we will, um,
So moved.
thank you in a second. Okay.
Who's the second?
We're trying to, well, I'm just trying to get us to discussion so that you all can add your changes. So a second. Thank you.
So who
And
was the
then,
first? Anne.
Anne.
Anne and
okay. And therefore, what changes do we have? Nancy?
Yeah, I just asked, the date was wrong. It was December 2nd versus December 3rd on the minutes.
Okay.
And then there was, just on my council liaison report, there, it was election effects only Metro District property owners and residents. And it was on the wrong, it was just put on E rather than, I don't know how to say this. It was out of order on the minutes. So,
But you made that correction.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's all done. Thanks.
Okay, great. So that's been done. And Pat, you're good? Very good. Okay, all in favor of approving the November and December minute?
Aye.
Very good. None. None opposed. Motion carries. Okay, very good. And let's see. Financial reports, Ann?
Yes, so November and December, I just got the information to Holting, so we should have those next month. The bank balance at the end of December is $745,000.
Okay, so we have no financials to approve. Thank you for the update. Are there any other questions for Ann regarding? Nope. Okay, let's move on then. Thank you. On to old business and we'll start with the Paragon update.
In person.
Alan, oh my gosh.
I finally get to meet you. Hi.
That's okay. Just glad you made it.
I just had.
Oh, okay. And Barb just texted that she's trying to find the Zoom link.
Oh, okay. It should be at the top of the meeting minutes.
Yeah. It should be at the top of your agenda,
Oh, we have to let her in.
period. So
too.
open up your agenda and take a look there. Okay. Oh, sure. And for the minutes, we was like, have you not worked on this microphone? Has it been that
That's
long?
just black.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. All right. And so for the minutes, Alan Gregory is in the room and Barb is trying to join. Let's see. So we were just about to hear a Paragon update.
Okay, hold on. Paragon, let's see. So Paragon has they're working out their contracting details and they're going down 2 tracks at the same time, which we've discussed. And they're working out their contracting and fabrication details with Fading West. Right now, they're doing site engineering. They were working on figuring out the balance of cut and fill so that it wasn't too much. If they do that track, which is the townhome track, which would be 43 townhomes, that would be either market rate or or kind of missing middle family homes. So that's one track that they're going on. And they are doing a tour in Buena Vista of the factory on January 20th, if anybody would like to go. And then they are also working out, they finished their LIHTC application and they were getting letters of recommendation and they just used ours and changed the date, basically. They had a letter from the former mayor. I don't know if they want one from Natalie. So they're sort of in that
Yeah.
realm of just adjusting their application. They changed their application for the LIHTC, which is the affordable housing component, to 50 units from 43, which is allowed with let me describe this it's basically an allowance allowed because they're doing affordable housing. Is that correct, Alan?
As long as it's 25%.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that's what they're working on. They've got a pretty good mix of different types of units. So that's the 2 tracks they're going on. That's where they are. So yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I thought the Paragon representatives were going to join this meeting.
Um, well, I can get them to join the next one if you'd like to. It just seemed, I mean, they asked me last night if they needed to join and I said, well, it's such a basic overview. I didn't see the necessity in it, but if you'd like them to, absolutely.
I think it's important.
Okay.
I mean, this is a major, major investment,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
many of us have more questions than just from a report.
Okay, absolutely. I will get them to join at the next.
Thank you.
I will have them join.
Make sure they know it's at the MAC. Do you think Barb is set? Barb, can you hear us?
We should make her, I don't know how to do this.
I don't think she can. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Can you hear me now?
We can
Yeah.
hear. you.
Sorry for my delay. I'm kind of lame. I messed up my knee recently. Ouch.
Not a problem. I don't know if you've been following, but we're in old business and we're starting, well, have we finished Paragon update?
Mhm.
Very good. We're moving on to the El Colorado update.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the El Colorado update right now, what they're doing is they're just doing cleanup and basic, they're basically trying to stabilize the building with insulation, with
Yikes.
That's essentially what they're doing at this point. They do have a property improvement permit. They have the permits they need for the basic pieces that they're doing. And Danielle will be here sometime in January, which we haven't confirmed a date. She was traveling and then she was also sick. So she will be here and we'll try to do a press tour. One of the things that I've been thinking is really necessary to do is do some cross collaboration with the chamber, and with, obviously, we're already doing that with Crane, but to work with these businesses that are in the URA to really like actively connect them to the chamber so that they're being promoted through the chamber. And I wanted to set up a meeting with the chamber to just actively promote the businesses in the URA too. Yeah.
Electra, did you ever get with Fred about their parking ratio before they start diving into like festivals and things?
No, I have not, but I will put that on the list,
Okay.
and that'll bring up another thing to talk about in
Okay.
my executive director report. Yes. They currently have way more parking than they need, which is why they were renting it out to Starbuds. Mhm. I believe their lease is done. That parking lot, I drove up there with Felipe, the parking and mobility director, and it's a like brand new parking lot. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like the nicest parking lot in Manitou. And it's, it's super clean, everything. I mean, it looks like it was just made, which it.
Okay, any further questions about El Colorado? Whoops. Any further questions?
Nope.
What was that?
Barb, you okay? Oh, okay. Let's just keep moving. Crane update, that's me. Okay, let's see. So, the artist was chosen for the final install. I think I told you all that last month, or it might have been right prior. I think our meeting might have been prior to the final decision. It's Randy Walker, and he's doing a piece called Wellspring. Really stunning piece. He did a lot of research around Manitou, and it's going to be beautiful. We'll be able to see it from Highway 24. So it's going to be a knockout sculpture. The committee really wants power to that piece um, what are those called? The, you should know. The things,
The light ray,
yes, these big
water
things.
spray,
Yeah.
interpretive
Yeah,
dance.
he wants it lit. The committee wants it lit. He does not want to connect the power. He's willing to install it in the piece, but he's not willing to make any connections because it's on city property.
Mhm.
So we're working with Felipe, who also wants to see power there. We're trying to figure out if there's still power at the Dillon sign, and then we can just trench it over very easily, as opposed to having to bring it from the building. One way or another, I'm pretty sure we're going to have power there. And so that'll be really, really fun. And we hope that that'll be installed by the summer. Let's see. Oh, we're working with Ben Schmidt on that underpass mural approval piece. He's looking at a bigger, broader, more expansive approval, like a blanket approval that the city council can approve, and then CDOT therefore can just give us. CDOT is just looking for for the council or the city of Manitou to say, we will allow public art in your in our right of way from here to here. And then that way we don't have to keep going back to CDOT for approvals when we do things like that. So Ben is working with us on that, the city engineer. We are working on, Crane's working on the Art on the Avenue map, and the URA will be prominently displayed in that map. We're very proud of the work that you all have helped us do down here. And I've got my Crane hat on. And then we're also working on our annual report that should be ready on February 21st or so. We have a council meeting a meeting with council in March to talk about Crane's work. And again, in that annual report and in that presentation to council, we intend to really talk up the URA and the work that's being done in the URA. And I think that is it for now. We're working on some other things. The grants, the match grant is due, our BV grant is due, some other things like that. And then she'll start tackling some of the projects that have been slated in the URA. Oh, and she did follow up with Colorado Springs Utilities and City of Colorado Springs on wrapping the utility boxes. And they said it's easy. There's a process already in place. We just have to say we want it. So I think if this board chooses to budget for that, like mid-year or something, that's up to you all. Otherwise, that'll be a 2027 project.
Question on the, I love the utilities box wraps, because we talked about that on Crane. Do we have any information on how many we have or how many we're gonna do?
Um, I know when Becca was working on that, she did have a count and it's in our Google Drive, but I don't remember what the number is. I feel like it was like maybe there were two different kinds of boxes.
Yeah, the small ones and the bigger ones, yeah.
Yeah, I think there were 6 of the big ones.
And 30 something?
Yeah, well, I think that was all through town.
Okay,
In the URA, I think it was just like 5 or 6 of the big ones, but a couple of them are on private property, so we're gonna have to, like mine. I have a huge one on, so I don't know if you want to do a wrap on a private. We'll have to go through that whole,
Hmm.
all of those particulars with this board.
and the reason I ask is it'll impact the budget and how we're
Mhm.
going to do this. But I'd like to see a breakdown on what we're doing here because I'm sure that some of them have been added or taken out
Mhm.
since we talked about it.
Mhm. Well, I think what Audrey will likely do is she'll get a cost
Good.
on each one, and then she's gonna come to you and say, how many do you want to do?
Right.
If you do them all, it costs this. Or how much do you want to budget? And this is how many you can do
That's
out of that.
Great.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I think that's all I have. Any other questions for Crane? All right.
Okay, so with the, I didn't do as much as I would have liked to because of the holidays, but I still got some things done for, December. December was an intense month. I was working on getting the Facebook and Instagram logins and posts, and that's something that I was thinking was kind of important. You guys brought it up at the last one, and just driving traffic to Facebook and Instagram, which is not a difficult thing to do, especially if you're excited about the things going on in the URA, and making little clips and videos and reels. And I hadn't quite gotten there, but that was something that I was planning to do in the new year and to work with Carol on that. Um, and then I worked on trying to get the lights on the posts that were out done. Nancy and I were trying to get that, and it turns out it's CSU and there's no utility and power to those posts specifically. And so there was like a bit of and it had to be a request from the city. So Denise sent the request, and then those posts, CSU didn't get power to those posts, but they're leaving the lights up longer as we discussed a while ago, until February, just because it's the darkest time of the year. Um, and they're expensive and they look wonderful and they feel nice too. So, okay, so that's with the lights. Then, I met with, Felipe, the Parks and Mobility Director, and parking, not parks. That's right. Parking and mobility director. And we had a wonderful, wonderful meeting about a multitude of things. One was improving the bike signage and safety in the URA. And making the bike boulevard. We talked about the El Paso being a bike boulevard and along the Creek Trail being kind of more the family path. And then also keeping the bike lane on Manitou Avenue. And so improving that, we talked about the bridge conversations. So there is a bridge that Farley also had mentioned that is sitting in Garden of the Gods Park, and we went over and looked at it, and it looks just like all of our other bridges. It needs a new deck is the one piece, and it needs to be moved. So they'll just give it to the city of Manitou for free, but the engineering to place it and to move it and all of those pieces are part of what need to be done. And it's a great location. So Felipe and I walked the location. Basically, it would connect the back of the mobility hub with the opposite side of the creek. And it's interesting because the synergy also, Pac-Man, the group Pac-Man had contacted me about creating a bridge there. Now, this bridge, the bridge they initially had proposed to us, was 100 feet long and I think 10 feet wide, if I recall. This one's 40 feet long and 10 feet wide. And the bridge that they proposed was going to be like $2 million. And they wanted us to use our budget for that. And this bridge I think that there's a possibility, we don't have it in this budget because we haven't approved or allocated anything, but we could possibly help with something. I don't know if that's a possibility. And Felipe's getting estimates to move it over and to put the trails in. We walked kind of a trail alignment in the back area, and it does a really nice thing of reconnecting that backside of the trail and activating it. And it's so beautiful down there. It would just be so wonderful. And we talked about also additional bench placements on the other side. There are some bench placements on the north side that are the concrete couch kind of benches. And we also talked about benches where there needs to be more benches, where there's actual bus stops and things like that. And so, and orienting the benches right now are oriented to the street. So orienting them so you get a view of the creek or something beautiful. So we talked about that. We talked about,
Can I ask a question about the
yes,
bridge?
absolutely.
So the bridges, if the bridge is installed, it would be on city property, City of Manitou Springs property?
Yes, yeah, it would be between Fields Park and the Dillon
And
Mobility Hub.
if the city of Colorado Springs gives us this bridge,
Yeah,
do they also install it and pay for
No.
everything?
no,
And
the
the
only thing
maintenance?
they do is they
Okay.
give us the bridge.
Okay.
So we get a free, bridge. That's quite an expensive piece of fabrication. So, but
Okay.
we have to do, now there is existing engineering that Felipe is looking at. So there's concrete pads that need to be poured on either side and then craning it into place is what would happen.
Okay, and where would the money come from to maintain it?
I guess the city's budget through Fields Park maintenance and whatnot. Yeah, but I
Okay.
will ask that for sure.
And so that sounds like it's a parks issue. Has Felipe gotten? I'm just concerned that, our budget with the city is so tight right now. And I get it's a great idea to have a wonderful bridge given to us, but then that's only the beginning.
Oh, so he is also working under a grant too. So he's got some grant funding to
Federal
do
grant?
some of the bike stuff. I don't know if it's federal or not because the federal grants are iffy right now. I get that.
Well, and federal grants come with a lot of bells and whistles that you have to comply with. I
Yeah.
mean, they'd have to make sure it's ADA accessible, that it's all, federal grants are really onerous, so.
Yeah.
I think we need to do a lot of research on this.
Well,
yeah.
my understanding is that we are not the lead on
We are not
the
the lead on
project.
this at
I
all.
think where we are is where we are in a lot of things right now is we're the gap, right? So if
Okay.
they get the bridge, if they get the grant, if they do the install, the city, meaning they, if they were to do all those things, how could we enhance the project?
Okay, I see.
How could
Okay.
we help facilitate the project in some
Okay.
way?
I
don't
just didn't
think-
understand because the park
Correct.
department. was
Yeah, no,
part of
we're
the
not in a
meeting.
position
Okay.
to
Okay,
buy and refurbish and install
No, not at
a
all.
Okay.
bridge.
okay.
But we could
Not that I don't
certainly,
think it's a great idea. I
Yeah.
love the idea. but
yeah.
it's just-
Yeah, I think it just meets one of our goals. We've talked about having that bridge since I've been on this board. And it could be a great way to get it, and there might be some opportunity for us to contribute to the staging of it or something.
Yeah, and they haven't asked us for anything. I just wanted to tell you what they were thinking and what he was thinking because it does align with our goals of more like pedestrian and
Yeah,
activity and connection to the green space and connection to
Yeah.
the parks and more activation. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about my neighborhood, right? I live on Becker's. And there have been two conversations with walkers in Fields Park. People that are a little bit worried about any bridge going in and destroying trees or foliage. And I think that what we have to do is, we've had some trees discussion in this town. We have to make sure that we comfort people that we're not going to cut down whatever it is. They have to be assured of that. The second piece is they want, in terms of putting this bridge or connecting that overpass, is how long it would take. Because people use that park every day. So those are two things I think that we just need to disclose that,
Absolutely.
comfort people.
Yeah, I think once it becomes more of a reality, it would be helpful for the city to do some kind of press release and talk about it. But I know there's a big cottonwood over there and that would need to be avoided. And it would basically be kind of, if I understand correctly, on one side or the other of the cottonwood, there's a bench where there's a concrete couch bench, and it actually kind of activates that area in a wonderful way, in a really, really lovely way, and connects it through to more walking spaces that are just stunningly beautiful.
Back to the trees very quickly, Nancy, doesn't the city have a process for whether or not you can remove trees, in what situation, or if you do have to remove one, you have to replace them? Like, there's a whole
I
thing,
know
right?
that there's a huge, yeah, there's a policy on replacing trees, but anytime a tree comes out or anytime a tree is proposed to come out, it meets with severe scrutiny by council. So it will
Right.
be, and also by Parab. And if it's Field Park, Parab would have to be involved in this as well. Plus they've got funding as well to do stuff. So, you know, if URA is simply a sister on this,
Yeah.
not a.
Stepsister.
not a-
Just like
not a sister,
Para,
yes.
just like the parks, just like all
Exactly,
of these. Yeah,
exactly.
we're,
Yeah, thanks.
And I think that there's a way that's what we were looking at, is an alignment, so no trees are taken down, with that being a consideration, because it's important. There is a beaver problem over here, though, which I think is kind of awesome, actually.
I kind of like it too. I know, they're fat.
Well,
Beavers.
anyway, so I love that they're back, kind of, but anyway. Okay, so there's that. I started looking at some different goals. I wanted to, in January, I was going to kind of revisit some of the goals, and just expand them into a little bit more of a report and a plan for the year. And which were, I have those in the executive director report, and a lot of that is really like expanding the collaboration, co-collaboration, and conversations with the chamber, with all the other agencies. So it's such a small town that the more we overlap, the more we get done. Oh, one other thing that had come up with the conversation with Felipe was there is an upper parking lot that is not being used much in the Dillon right now currently. During the summer, it probably will be used a lot. And we were brainstorming on ideas to activate and get more traffic down into the URA for the businesses, for, Adams, for all the businesses, for the El Colorado, and to kind of celebrate that area during the winter. And of course, when our winter feels like Arizona, it's really easy to do those kind of events. When it's like Michigan, it's maybe a little different, but doing some kind of activation within those two parking lots. It could be like Food Truck Fridays, or it could be like, you can't really do an ice skating rink, but I haven't done a full list of things. I have to sit down and really think about it, but it could be some kind of activation could be an art night where we park, like U-Hauls, and have a gallery night on each site, and people walk between and stop at Adams and get, a hot drink and stop, just something that starts to really activate that area and bring some life down there, especially while we have the lights up. It would be nice to make a little bit of a plan to have a place where you can walk over and get a beverage, or, or have a little bit of activity. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, when John Shada was advocating for Dillon parking lot, that was his vision, was to have it highly activated with stuff exactly like you're talking about. So I know that he would, in all likelihood, be supportive of that.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. And so just maybe we'll come up with some ideas and bring them to you guys, and then maybe bring them to council if they're interested.
Yeah, I think my understanding is that the work is going to start on Hiawatha soon, and that's going to shut down Hiawatha, and that's going to push a lot of the vehicles to the Dillon. It may actually start filling up even in the winter when people are doing the incline or wanting to be around. So it may be a perfect time for this, just to start get people to think about the Dillon as reality.
Do
Yeah,
you
and
guys
then-
want to do something like a a food truck or, crafty kind of thing. I know food truck is competitive with what's there, but it would be really easy to put together, kind of like the Pioneers Museum does Food Truck Tuesdays, to put up Wednesday evening and put 2 or 3. We'd have to figure out where, but I think it would be doable and walkable.
You could also do kind of a walking thing too between the two
Mhm.
parking lots to actually highlight the businesses too. Because to me, the whole point is bringing some tax revenue. I don't know how you get tax revenue from food trucks for a city, but also the other piece would be to increase foot traffic in the really dead shoulder seasons for the businesses down there, because I know that's a real struggle in Manitou is creating some kind of thing that people want to come out for. It could be you know, I don't know, cornhole matches or something like, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be like in the DCI conference that we went to, there were things like pretzels and cornhole or whatever, where people would go out and they had somebody making pretzels and
Yeah.
families come out, or, it could be kind of anything. It could be in the summer movies, but the
Mhm.
parking lots are more busy in the summer, but just activating the parking lots
So
that are there.
so you were talking with Felipe on this?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Just sort of brainstorming.
Right.
And he was like, this needs to be activated. And I love to hear that this is also something from a different, from council as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you and Felipe could work on a list and we could kind of talk about this more in our monthly meeting and then bring
Yeah,
back some
that would be a
ideas.
great idea. That would be
Okay.
fantastic. But it's also just literally just to help boost
Mhm.
sales when it is it's a difficult time of year, and get
Mhm.
people walking on the trails
I
and
think walking.
yeah.
Speaking of walking,
Yes. Okay. So walking, let's see, where are we? So Gateway, where am I?
mobility.
Mobility. I have different glasses and I can't see.
Oh,
Um, okay, so we worked on that, and then the mobility pieces, connections to the trails. Uh, um, so yeah, so some of the goals for 2026: advancing Paragon and LaFun, supporting redevelopments, especially like Colorado Lodge, to make sure that they're successful. And really what we are is a connector to opportunities. They're the ones who are doing the work to figure out how to make their business successful, but we're just supporting and connecting. But it benefits us. The more they bring in, the more it benefits the whole URA and then the city budget too, because it's more taxes. So more arts placemaking. The Gateway Initiative is really a focus this year, and and I'm going to try to meet in the next month with both the chamber and with Audrey at Crane to push these initiatives ahead. And supporting our business community there. So strengthening streetscape, pedestrian mobility improvements. So we've talked about some of that. And I'm overlapping with Pac-Man and the mobility board and parking board and whatnot. And then collaborating with the chamber, I said that. Updating the website, which is something that Darlene and Patsy had mentioned, as well as driving more traffic to the socials, and some more things there, and increasing the visibility on social media. And yeah,
I really like these lists that you give us because it gives us some direction for one thing. Under increasing visibility and engagement in social media, I would like to see the accomplishments of URA in there. I think that so many boards and commissions in Manitou, people don't volunteer because they don't know what happens. So we need some kind of list of accomplishments, and it doesn't have to be War and Peace, but just this is what happened. People will be interested.
absolutely. I think the annual report, but also looking back, like I think the Marcy Morrison Bridge is an unbelievably beautiful piece of artwork and needs to be celebrated. So things like that. Okay, so and then also maintaining all of the transparency with just overlapping partners. So yeah, it helps me to figure out what I need to get done and helps me organize things. And then I can set up my yearly to do. And of course it can adjust, but it helps me stay on target for everybody here. So anyway, so that's where I am with all of that. And also, obviously, the onboarding handbook is also a piece of that. And I'm gonna meet with Darlene around the facade grant and the onboarding handbook. So I think that's all I've got for the executive directorate. And I covered the mobility and the URA part from that as well. So
So on the, we do have the Sheldon facade grant under here.
yes, under the facade grant application.
okay.
So the first piece is to talk to Darlene about working out the
Yeah.
applications.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Are we done with your whole,
Yes,
can I bring up one thing?
absolutely.
The Santa Fe Hotel?
Yes.
When we had met, you had said that the Santa Fe Motel is partially in Colorado Springs and
It is.
partially in Manitou. I have a very good friend at the county assessor's office,
Oh,
Rick Van
fantastic.
Dyke. It's all in Manitou.
It is all in Manitou?
Santa Fe.
Okay.
I'll send you the
Really?
email. It
No,
says,
please do.
I asked him and he said, the parcel you are inquiring about with the tax schedule number is within the municipal city limits of Manitou Springs. It cannot be in both jurisdictions. You can see this by the listing of tax entities on the assessor website. No city of Colorado Springs is on that.
Really?
So, and I made you a copy of this, but the only taxes
Fantastic.
they
Okay.
pay are in Manitou. Now, there is a right-of-way, a public right-of-way to the east of the property. And that, but that's a road. That is a
Okay.
public right-of-way, which is not part of their parcel. So just so you know,
Okay, that's really interesting because I was working with, I was looking at it with Uriah Walker because it was split. Because it's right where the bridge is.
yeah,
So where the line of Manitou, it
Yeah.
jogs. How interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
so I can send you this information.
Please do,
so you
please
can
do. That's
have it.
fantastic to
Yeah.
know. Okay.
Because I thought that couldn't be. You can't have one tax schedule number in two entities.
Well, I thought maybe it was a split parcel.
But there's two tax schedule numbers on the RV park.
Yeah.
One in Manitou, one in Colorado Springs.
Oh, and you're saying Santa Fe doesn't have one? Holy Hannah, that's kind of a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
I'll send you this stuff.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll put that on
'Cause
my,
when you said that, I didn't question you, but I thought, I don't think that could happen with one
Okay.
tax schedule number.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I've had to do waiver of replats where you have to combine things,
Sure.
but that's often multiple parcels.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not two different
Yeah,
cities. So,
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
No.
anyway.
Okay.
sorry.
Well, no, thank you. That's great. Okay, well, that's something to look into. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Facade improvement grant. Well, Sheldon's, I should say.
Yeah, so I got all of Sheldon's. I sent you all of Sheldon's. He just basically had some painting done. And it does look quite a bit better. It was peeling. And, yeah,
He didn't do the whole form. Or you didn't send us the whole form. We only have one page.
oh, no, there's 2
I
pages
said
there.
3.
There's 2 pages there.
Well, I mean, the form itself. I've got the form and I've got his list of what he put together, but the part about the property owner's signature and things.
Oh, no,
is
that's
not
on there. That's on there. Let me make sure it's on the, no, I had to take a picture of it because, so the first one,
The only one I got was the front page.
no, there's 2 on, if you scroll down, it should be on there. And, the, other owner she signed right under signature of applicant, no, that's
Okay, I don't think
Sheldon's.
you sent that part, or I missed it.
Repaint. Oh, did I? Oh, rats.
Yeah.
Okay, let me send you the other.
You did.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
It's
as
2
long-
it's
That's
2,
okay.
it's
as-
2 photographs I took and they look like the same,
Oh,
even though
okay.
they're not. They're, yeah, page 2, let me just look it up. So, yeah. Page 2 I've got it on my desk and I know he did
Okay.
the whole form.
As long as you've got it.
Yeah, and I will resend
I
that out.
couldn't figure out why they only did the front page, but I got you now.
No,
Okay.
that's my mistake. No, I have both pages.
Okay,
I have both pages, so. Yes, I will send that
okay,
out.
thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I will send that out. I apologize for that. I didn't even, thank you for picking that up.
So we do need to approve the grant. We haven't done that yet.
No, we have not.
So
approved
I
the
would make
grant.
a motion to
Yeah.
approve.
Thank you, Anne. Is there a second to approve the grant? Alan Gregory, thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? None opposed? Motion carries. All right. Okay, moving on to new business. So they are gonna start construction on this hall tomorrow.
Yes.
So starting next month, and it might only be one meeting, we will meet at the second floor conference room at the MAC at the same time.
So, which location? That was a question from Kristen. Is it the 50, what's the address of the location? So
Oh,
she-
515, 513,
51
515, 515.
515 upstairs?
Upstairs conference room.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
515, okay. Well, you can go inside too.
You can use the elevator.
And there's. an
We got a
elevator.
grant for that.
Well,
There's an elevator. Yeah. Natalie worked like hell to get that elevator. Yeah, because then we couldn't be ADA compliant over there without that elevator. It was
So-
the one piece,
There's two conference rooms. There's the fishbowl one and then there's the other one.
not the fishbowl.
The other, yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, the other one.
The other one has,
The fishbowl
Zoom.
is when you forgot to make the reservation for the conference room. Then
okay,
you get stuck in the fishbowl.
okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, not the fishbowl.
Not the
Okay.
fishbowl.
Okay. And yeah, so that also, there's a planning, meeting that Fred invited us to that will be pushed back into February because they'll be discussing height and density. Maybe, do you want to address that at all?
Yeah, I'll just, we've been looking in the planning commission at zoning, at density. And related to that, the commission was interested in getting feedback from the HAB and from the URA regarding that. And I was going to try to dredge up some of the old data, but it sort of disappeared, or it's real hard to find, like if you think of it, I think it was 3 years ago that we did the code update and the URA and all the boards participated and gave their feedback. And so there are a lot of new people on the commission and they're interested in hearing from specifically the URA, since, that's one area where there's been interest in increasing density or doing different things. And so the idea is just to get some kind of feedback from the board. So it may be worth a discussion here to know what the message is going to be. And so it was originally planned to be this month, but since it's going to be a Zoom meeting only, Fred pushed it to next month.
Yeah.
And the commission meets on the second Wednesday, so it'll be after our meeting in February. So maybe that would be a good item of discussion next month, to come up with a unified message, what the URA is thinking, because, the pressure, back when we did the code update was, the biggest items of contention were density and height. And there's a lot of community input. And so anyway, we're looking at it again, just based on the desire.
Ellen, are you looking at it all over town or just in certain areas?
I think all over town, yes, but there was interest in getting that feedback from the HAB and the URA, since, in the last year, there was or maybe it was a year and a half ago, the request for a much higher density for that Paragon development. And people said, oh, maybe we need to look at that. And
So three of us were on the code update working group.
Yeah.
Don't we have those? Where are those notes? I would think you would. I mean, I
Yeah.
agree that this group needs to we need to advocate for our area, but at the same time, that working group was made up of a variety of people in town with different interests. And I thought we did a really great job of working through our differences to come up with recommendations. So that document should have a lot of really solid information that would be valuable to Fred, I would think.
Yeah, and that's what I was hoping to find, but they redid the city archive. It's no longer, it's a different provider. And I just, I couldn't find anything. And a lot of the stuff we did in the work group wasn't necessarily in any board and commission, because it was back when there was sort of some shielding of work groups from the general public. So if, unfortunately,
Yeah, let me
I
see.
didn't keep a lot of that. If you're probably
Who
the-
knows? But I will look.
you're
and see.
probably the only link to this, because,
Okay.
Hannah's gone, and
Yeah.
it's not clear what she kept around, because
Okay, let me see what I can
Yeah.
find, and I've got a bunch of stuff, but you know how it is, you look through it and then it's like the one thing you can't find is
Yeah.
what you need, but
Yeah.
I will look.
yeah, I
will
already
look.
did that.
Was that we were in that group?
Who's that?
What year was that?
I think it
2020?
was 2022, 2023.
Okay. I'll look through my stuff too.
Yeah,
I mean, I save every email. I've got every email going back to
you know, those are all Zoom. meetings.
2009. There were a lot.
So there's, well, I don't know if they were doing
I don't think they
weren't
were,
doing
but
the AI.
do Zoom meetings ever die? I mean, I thought they were always there somewhere.
I don't know.
No.
I'll
I
take a
don't know.
look,
I'll look.
see what I have, and then, yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a interesting question, as I've been thinking about it a lot, just walking around Manitou. And there's some areas, good majority, that just you can't build any higher than what's there because of the topography. And so if you're responding to the topography, you've already got your limitation.
Yeah.
And then there's some areas like where the green willow is, and right next to it is that big tall, what is that those townhouses?
Oh,
The Fountain Creek, and there's a lot. I was looking at it this morning when I was walking here. There's a lot between that's inaccessible from
yeah.
anywhere. And the only way to get kind of out of the floodplain is to build something that is like those townhouses.
Yeah.
So
Alice,
some areas really are, work well, and then
Yeah.
you just, and there's overhead power lines and stuff that you've got to
Yeah.
bury and contend with if you're going to do any of those things.
Well, and I remember a lot of discussion about not creating a canyon effect on our new developments, the hotel had just gone up and that was a huge discussion
Mhm.
about that. And there was a lot of discussion about density and height. A lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's an important thing to revisit too, because the other thing that's changed from there is the construction costs have gone so high because of everything that it's almost impossible to build. Like you're just, like the numbers don't pencil unless you get a little bit of density.
But then again, and we can talk about this later.
Yeah. Alan, did you want to say something?
Oh,
before we-
yeah, I was just going to say, like, the example of the original Paragon request for, I think it was 78 units, the height was, it didn't exceed the height that we came up with in the new code, but it did exceed the density.
Mhm.
And so that's, I think, probably the area most likely to be adjusted without causing massive consternation in the community. Because
Yeah.
the biggest issue we had on that code update committee was height, triggered by the negative feeling towards the hotel that,
Mhm.
and there were other issues involved, the fact that it wasn't realized during the development process that half of the sidewalk was actually on the property owners property, it was on the
Mhm.
property owners. So the setback was less than it could have been. And we adjusted the code to say the setback is from
The back of the sidewalk.
the public right of way rather than on the actual property line.
And density has an effect on the police and the fire department and the school
Mhm.
district
Mhm.
and the transport. I mean, it's a huge issue.
Yeah, I think it's important to look at what you want as a board for the future of Manitou, because who's going to be able to afford to live here? And are you going to have enough younger people who can have families in schools who are then supporting the schools? Because then the schools have declining rates. But you can also address density and you can address the street form with step backs.
Mhm.
So
We
if
talked
the
about that
hotel
a
had
lot.
step back,
Mhm.
or by allowing, mechanical or rooftop type garden spaces or outdoor spaces
Mhm.
also are ways to keep the height, but then allow some protuberances into it that aren't.
All
living
of those
spaces.
discussions were had.
Yeah,
I'm
and we
super
did,
excited to see
Everyone
that.
yeah, we
That's
did
so-
actually add that step back,
Yes,
We did.
you know, to 28 feet for the first, I don't know, 30 feet or whatever it was.
okay.
I
So
think we just need to unearth that. Let's find
that
it.
document.
It's,
Yeah.
there's gotta be
Yeah,
some.
it's
correct-
got to be in Darlington.
It's gotta be. Okay,
Yeah.
um,
Well, fantastic. That's exciting.
it is. So let's move on, since we don't have a liaison report.
Oh, we have two more things on the new business that we just.
Oh, that's
added.
right, you're right,
So
DCI,
DCI, the renewal and the conference.
right.
Okay.
So we need a, I guess, we need an approval for the renewal, Anne? Or not? It's already built into the budget, isn't it? Okay,
Okay.
So
And do
we're-
we need to talk about the conference or anything, or
well, if anybody's interested in going to the conference,
it's in,
it's April 1st through
Through the 3rd.
3rd. It's in Grand Junction this year. Um, as much as Audrey and I have been trying to keep the registration clean, it is already messy. It's just so messy. But at any rate, right now, Crane has signed up Ralph Roughton, Amy Kerr, and Audrey, and then they signed up me because if we get 4 people, the 4th one is free. So they pulled me into that. So we would like the URA to cover Electra's. And then we paid, didn't we pay did we reimburse Crane? So the URA is
yours.
paying for me and Electra. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah,
Yes,
and Nancy went last year too.
correct. And so my question is anybody else interested
Just
in
did it again for
going
you.
to the URA, I mean, to the DCI conference? I ask this every year. Every year I get no. Which is fine. So, but if you are interested, let Electra know. And, so we just need to get you signed up.
Yeah.
And then we need to get Crane reimbursed.
And get our renewal. They have monthly meetings, which are really helpful, which are phone calls with all the URAs and with the attorney, who's our attorney. But also with legislators who are passing things, and it's a really useful monthly meeting.
So we
Uh,
just need to get that. But you said you can't get into the site. You
Yeah,
can't
I
get,
couldn't either yesterday, and I sent a message to them as well, so I'll call once they're open. I think they just weren't back from the holiday, so I'll
Okay.
call and I'll talk to the registration people and get that sorted out.
cool.
So yeah. It's a great conference. It's really
It is.
informative.
We're groupies.
Yeah.
And then the next item is our liaison position. So Gloria Latimer was assigned to the URA as well as the Chamber and Crane. Because apparently they want to try and keep one liaison with all of those organizations that are working on economic development. Right, sounds great. Gloria cannot meet 7 of the 12 meetings this year for the URA. So there's a couple of things. I think for tonight, for the procedure, they have to approve the liaisons tonight. So they are going to approve Gloria just to get through the procedural, through the process. And then they're going to try and figure out I mean, basically, we have a couple of choices and they do too. So they might assign us 2 liaisons that would go back and forth, but I think missing 7 meetings is a lot of meetings. So why even have a second fill-in? Just have one. So we might end up with a different liaison. Or we can choose on our own to move our meeting date and time to accommodate Gloria. So that's before you all. Gloria did say to me that she could meet Wednesday mornings and Mondays, but I would need a better, she was telling me on the phone, I really need to look at a calendar. So if that's something that you all are interested in doing, let me know. And I will find more specifically what dates and times work for her and we can work through that. Or we just accept a different liaison, but it may not be the same liaison that's with the chamber and with Crane. Is that kind of clear? What do you think the priority is with the liaison position?
I think council liaison is very important, and thank you for your service. But jacking around with schedules and meetings and changing things gets very confusing quickly. I would suggest that we find a liaison is available for those times,
Mhm.
our times.
Okay.
I have no problem changing the date. I like this time though. I think 9:30 is a good time to have it,
So you can be
but
flexible
I'm
with that.
flexible on dates or days of the week.
Alan?
Same.
Okay.
I like the idea that she's on these three committees. I think that is a really good match. So Wednesdays are okay with me. I don't know. If they're not okay with somebody else, though, we shouldn't do it.
I can't do Wednesdays
You can't do
from
Wednesdays.
8 till 9:30. I teach middle school yearbook,
Okay.
but I could do it at
Wednesdays,
10:30 or 10 or 10. And I also have a DCI call from 9 to 10 too on Wednesdays.
It's the first Wednesday you're talking about, because I couldn't do the first Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I have a standing meeting.
How about Mondays?
Second Wednesdays?
Mondays.
No.
All Wednesdays are gonna.
All Wednesdays are out the table for you? Okay.
Until May.
Weird. Think, Thursdays?
Thursdays would work for me.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her. I'll ask her about Thursdays. Thursday mornings. I know the chamber meets the fourth Thursday, so that would be out. Okay.
Maybe the first Thursday, like we were. You have the third, they have the fourth, if we did the first. But it
If-
also depends on the city.
Maybe
calendar.
Patsy's right. This is too difficult.
Yeah, it could be.
That sounded ironic.
A little bit of sarcasm.
So maybe first Thursdays? Is that what I just heard or not?
I'm fine with that.
Maybe first Thursdays? Okay. And mornings, anytime morning before 11, before 10, something like, or 9:30 or whatever we do. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will, oh yeah, yeah. Mm. Okay. So I will talk to Gloria about that again and I'll shoot an email over to the new mayor and just say this is what we're thinking about. And if none of that all works, then we need a different liaison. Okay. First Thursday. We'll shoot for first
Until-
Thursdays.
Yeah, after we confirm with the city too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We could check on the way out too with the city.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Okay. Let's see. Any other business? Anybody need to bring anything forward? No? All right, very good then. Yeah, the renovation isn't it the HVAC? And it won't go. When you're
Oh,
talking.
yeah, the heater?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 right now. Okay, very good then.
City council, yeah,
City council?
liaison report.
We don't have one.
Oh, we don't have one? No.
Do
we
you
went
have
with
one,
Nancy's
Nancy?
one.
Can you give your? Well, I thought you
What's
said last
happened?
month that it was your last report. Okay, go.
That's what I thought too. And then I
Oh.
didn't include her in the email and I felt terrible. 'cause
I
had
have
resend
almost
it.
nothing, but,
Last month was your last one. No. Okay.
I wouldn't be here if last month. I wouldn't be here today if last month had been my last
But
one.
you liked us.
I do like you. I do like you.
We like you very
We-
much.
We did approve the budget, because it had to be into the state by, December 15th, and the URA budget did not change with that. However, there will be another big budget undertaking for the month of February. There'll be at least 2 community engagement meetings on the budget. And then the council will meet to, probably end up making some cuts, whatever that looks like. So just be prepared. I would like to invite anybody to the council meeting tonight because you will see the new mayor and the 3 new council members sworn in, which is very exciting. So, and lastly, I just want to say that I have so much respect for this group and I wish you the very best in the future. And thank you for accepting me. That's all I have.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah. We'll stay in touch. For sure. Okay, very good. All right. And with that, if there's no other business, we'll call the meeting adjourned. All right, very good.
All right.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.